And it's time for business news with Ari Rabinovitch. And Ari, drivers will be getting a big gift this long weekend.
Yes, good timing for this story as well, Melissa. Coming off that story about trying to save money on school lunches, well, now you could probably save some money at the gas pump because prices are expected to go down in the GTA at midnight by about 2 cents, predicted at midnight to an average of 155.9 cents per liter ahead of the long weekend, which typically sees gas prices rise in anticipation of heightened demand. This is the lowest level seen since April. Now, why are prices going down, including about 4 cents in the past 3 days? Well, there's a lot of factors here. There's signs of reduced demand for oil, especially in China. That's combined with calming fears about Middle East tensions affecting global oil markets. And also, there's predictions that OPEC Plus, that's the oil production cartel, it will increase production, or it's expected to increase production starting in October. So it's one of those supply and demand sort of scenarios, Melissa. And the only real thing we need to know right now is gas prices are coming down.
And I guess that's good news for a lot of people driving up to the cottage this weekend.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Now, it's been a week since the federal government ordered an end to the railway work stoppage, and the unions involved, they aren't very happy, Ari.
Absolutely. It was a pretty scary time for a lot of people involved in this, but it was also going to hurt everyday Canadians because this kind of rail strike would have been inflationary. It would have made prices go up for just about everything because so much is relied upon this freight business. So the Teamsters Union, which represents over 9,000 rail workers at Canadian National and Canadian Pacific Kansas City, filed a lawsuit, as promised, aimed at challenging the federal government's back-to-work order. That's when Ottawa stepped in less than 1 day after the union initiated strike action earlier this month. And Teamsters says it doesn't want to let the precedent stand that the government can block a strike and take away a union's leverage in negotiations. And Melissa, it's worth noting that just before the strike happened, industry experts weighed in and said the strike of this magnitude would have cost the economy hundreds of millions of dollars every day.
Wow. Now, the Canadian economy continues to outperform the expectations of many analysts.
So it's good news on the surface, Melissa, but let's get into it. So basically, what we found out from Statistics Canada is that the economy in the second quarter of the year grew by more than 2%. But that was driven mainly by increased government spending and increased business investment. For the average Canadian, they're not really feeling it. So household spending is actually pulling back. And when we isolate the report to show June's reading on economic activity, there was actually none compared to June of last year. And the preliminary figure for July shows the same. So the pattern is that economic activity is actually slowing down, Melissa. So this, if anything, puts more pressure on the Bank of Canada to bring interest rates down. It's all but guaranteed it's going to happen on Wednesday.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Ari. Have yourself a great long weekend.
You as well.